Hello, folks. I'm here. My camera just fell. Hold on.
Ah.
Oh, my God. There we go. I'm back in the world. Hello, everybody. I don't know where my partner just went.
It disconnected me. It disconnected me. I'm back.
Entrance, didn't you?
Hey, everybody.
Hi, folks. It's Thursday. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The bell just rang and the day is over. Phew. What a day. Been doing a lot of due diligence here. I am just streaming, folks. I got to tell you, I'm real excited about this new endeavor I'm on. If you've been following me, you know I'm hot about SPAC warrants right now. And Lilly likes warrants. That's her specialty. Lilly likes warrants. She's been busy, though. She's had some situations with family. Sorry to hear that, Lilly.
It's all right.
So let's get up some news here. We'll let that stream first. I do have that pretty much. You know, you'd have thought, John, you had this all set up already.
I think it snuck up on you.
Everything sneaks up on me. I do too much. So this is news that I've looked at, I guess, over the last 9 or 10 days. I'm not going to make the picture bigger, and I will slow this down just a little bit so it don't go too fast for you. There we go. Save it. Yes, sir. I wasn't ready.
It's all right. We got an hour. I hope everybody's been doing good, though, and getting some nice trades in there, watching the OTC and what it's doing, and small caps, the SPY.
All right, here we go.
Penny stalker.
Get that up there for you. Boink.
There we go.
That? There you go.
See it.
So this is news all from the OTC market. It is good news, deals, mergers, acquisitions. But as I was saying earlier, I'm really paying attention to SPACs right now. There are loads of SPACs on the market, way more than there have ever been in the history of the stock market. And not all of them are succeeding. A lot of them are failing, which means they're 18 to 24 month period. They don't get a deal, so they go out of business, and they actually return all the money invested in the stock back to the investors. But investors don't want that. They don't want their money tied up for a year and a half and not get any gains and have it given back to them. What a waste. So these little tiny jumps are coming from extensions. These companies are asking for another month, 2 or 3 months to go find a deal. Just that news in itself is causing these warrants to go hundreds and thousands of % gains. So I've been spending a lot of time looking at these warrants. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information about them as we go along through my videos. And I will also be sharing things as like my watch list because it's getting bigger and bigger. The great thing about this, folks, is when they start merger talks, when they start a vote, just a vote to extend is getting the warrants to jump. Yeah. Now, if you don't trade warrants, some people have no idea what warrants are. And just hearing that word, they think it's more complicated. There's more involved. Forget the fact that they're a warrant. Don't even think about them as being a warrant because I'm not. I'm thinking of them as cheap penny stocks that are making big gains on little volume. They are running further and faster than the stocks are because SPAC stocks have a locked value of $10 until they close a deal. So when news come out, the SPAC $10 share is not going to move. It's going to be that cheap penny stock. And like I said, we're talking 5,000, 10,000, maybe up to 100,000 shares, maybe. And these things are blasting off. Just the other day, we saw 3 warrants. One went 3,000% gains. One went 100,000% gains. So, I mean, wow. It's just unbelievable. Now, I'm not expecting every warrant to run like that, but I will say this. If it gets 150% jump, I consider that pretty wimpy, pretty weak for a SPAC, a warrant SPAC. So if you like wimpy jumps, like 150%, this is where you should be because these guys are just getting started. When they get an extension, they still got a lot of work to do. So you might miss that first jump. Let me get rid of this. You might miss that first bounce. News comes out, wham, it takes off, and you say, darn it, I missed it. That's okay. That's only the first bounce of many that are going to come. Let it come back down. Let people take all those gains. It'll come crashing back down. When it comes back over one of those big SMAs, the 200 or the 50, and you see the bars getting bigger, you're probably not going to see volume. You're just going to see a cross of an SMA. The volume isn't anything that's moving really. When you see that, that's probably the time to take an entry position, because the next piece of news, it's going to bounce again, and we have no clue how far these things are going to run. So I am looking to get into many SPACs, just my grocery money, 50, 70,
Yeah.
$100 each, 5 or 6 of them, 10 of them maybe, ones I'm really sure of. Now, nobody can be confident 100% on anything, but as sure as I can be. And, you know, I know it's only $50, but if it hits 3,000% gains, I'm happy with that. Oh my God, 30 times my 50, that's $1,500. I'll take that for a $50 investment.
Every day. And that's the thing, when they do an extension, John, or if they come out and need a month or two, usually it does do well, because it's indicated that the stock or the actual SPAC is going to close a deal. So you have a lot of investors that pile in, and they may take a position in the SPAC itself, but anybody that trades SPACs knows the money's to be made in the warrant. So if you're not worried about it delisting, because you can lose all your money in the warrant if it doesn't go through. You
will be warned about that. A filing will come out.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the deadline's already out there. It's in the very first filing. It tells you exactly how much time they got, when that deadline is. So it's not going to catch you by surprise. And another bonus, you don't have to worry about a reverse split. Warrants don't get reverse splits. Yay! God, I'm sick of those guys.
True. And a lot of those are listed on NASDAQ. So we trade warrants. We trade it just like they're stocks, you guys. There's nothing
don't even think about them as warrants unless you're looking for trading them in. Warrants basically give you the right, normally within 5 years, to buy a share of the SPAC at $11.50 in the next 5 years at your discretion. So 4 years from now, if it hits $50, you could take your warrant, $11.50, give it to them. They'll give you a $50 share that you can sell right now and cash in on and get all those gains immediately. That's why people like them. That's why they sell high. But day traders, we just like the runs. We're not even worried about all the rest of that stuff.
I'm not interested in trading them in for anything. I just want the gains. Anyway, we got a lot of people watching, it looks like. We got some questions up.
I see we've got a couple stocks already here. We are going to go first come, first served. It's only fair.
Let's do it.
And the first one we had here was from Jerome. Jerome wants to look at DBMM. Okay. Now, I put up some interesting news about DBMM when it came back on the market. This was skull and crossbones. The absolute worst designation you can get on the OTC, worse than the expert market. You can't buy them. You can't sell them. They're in some sort of trouble. They won't even tell us what the trouble is. We don't have any clue. And there's no deadline when they're going to come up. There's no filings we're looking for. You just don't know when it's going to happen. And it was on the 20th that DBMM lost her skull and crossbones, and she took off. She had about a 400% run that day before she came back and started settling in. But you could have grabbed yourself 400% if you were there. These sort of things, the expert market, CEs, which is your caveat emptors, you don't know when they're going to walk through the door. So unless you're standing there holding the door open for them and see them come, you're probably going to miss it. It is really about timing with these. So what does this company actually do? Let's see what they tell us over here. DM Group crafts, designs, and executes digital marketing strategies across multiple ad platforms, social media networks for a broad array of clients to help them establish uniform brand identity. Let's see. Share structure on the company. Not looking real good there. About 750 million shares. That's, you know, if they want to get the price up for whatever reason, that could be a candidate for a reverse split. Financials, they made some money last year, $225,000. There's 3 zeros here you got to throw behind these numbers. And quarterly, well, they're making money steady, just not a lot of it's coming in right now. Disclosures, we got anything new here? Well, you got a new 10Q. That is a quarterly filing. That came out on the 13th. That's going to be your best place to get your information. Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of information in there. Don't worry if the accounting scares you, they've got more writings than they've got accounting. They will actually explain what the accounting means, and they'll talk about every deal they've ever made from the very day they came on the market. So you can get a whole history diving into one of those. Got any news for this company new? Nope, we got nothing here. So let's take a look at that chart. I
was going to pull it up, John. I have. Oh, you have it already?
No, yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. I just happened to be looking at it before we went online.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I won't take any more from you, I promise.
No, it's fine.
So there's your DBMM. Let me see. 12, 15, 14. So I can see she was trading through this period, but I've got to presume it was behind the scenes.
It wasn't for us.
Brokers, but not us. We can't trade no CE, I guarantee it. Well, this is when she came on the market right here on the 20th. She had a big bounce very early, took some hard gains, climbed up on that first day up to 3 cents, starting at just 1 cent. So you had 200% gains there. And then the next morning, she jumped virtually another 2 cents. Bam. There was another 200% gains there, and you had to be quick to take this. When did that hit that? 9.50. Now, folks, I got a general rule. I've been in the market for a while, and I've been playing the OTC penny stocks, and I have seen right around 10 o'clock, 10:05, there's a pause in the market. Everything just kind of stops and decides, what am I going to do now? Well, you know, if I've been in a run all morning, I don't want to wait for that decision. I'm just going to take my gains. So 10:05, if I get into something and it's running nonstop to 10, I'm out. I'm not even going to worry about it continuing. I'm going to take those gains and be very content. Then I don't have to worry about it dropping. Look at that.
Right at a major drop.
Yeah, right there. Now, it did bounce back, but it didn't stay. So if people had hope, oh, look, it's coming back.
Like you had a second opportunity there, and then that was it. Boom. Bottom fell out.
Make it a habit. Take those early gains. I see the day as 2 parts, 10 o'clock in the morning and everything after that. I got 2 trading days there. So that's what happened. She came down. She fell so hard. She crashed through her 200, but like a rubber ball, she went underwater, came back up, glug, glug, glug. And now she's starting to work again. She's come back under her 200. And it looks like she's still thinking about falling, but we don't have any catalysts. I don't see any catalysts right now. And really, that's what we need. When I talk about SPACs and I talk about these OTC penny stock companies, here's the big difference. I can look at 10 pieces of news for OTC penny stocks. Great news, catalytic news. And I have 10 pieces of news on SPACs. The OTC penny stock news, we're going to be lucky if we get 3 or 4 of them to actually respond properly to that good news. The rest is going to be wasted. Sentiment, economy, whatever. It's just not working. But SPACs, 10 pieces of news, you'll see 6 of them run at least. That's double the odds on stocks that give you bigger gains. It just seems like common sense to be putting our attention where the bulls are playing. All right, let's move on over to that next stock. I believe that was CBDW.
Yep, it's Belmore. I'll pull it up. CBDW.
Let's do CBDW first. I have one stock that I got from YouTube or Twitter. I can't remember. CBDW, folks. This stock, it freaked everybody out the other day. I did talk about it in my video. Turns out that this was a spin out from Sing, S-I-N-G, company on the OTC market. It was back in February of 2021 when they announced the spin out of this company and a reverse split, a 1 in 75 reverse split. The problem was, and most people didn't pay a whole lot of attention, they were restricted shares. They gave you 1-to-1. So if you had 20,000 shares of Sing, they gave you 20,000 shares of CBDW, but you couldn't do a bloody thing with them. What good is that? And then out of the clear blue on the 17th, they appeared on the market. Boom, out of nowhere. And they came on at a penny. On the 18th, it opened up at about a penny and a half, and it went to $4.49. Just over 40,000% gains in one day. Your $100 bill, if you had been there, would have got you $44,000 for $100 investment. Whew. Nobody saw
Wow.
it. And the weird thing is when you look at the volume, I don't think you're going to be able to see it here. I looked at it yesterday. It was 129,000 shares. That's it. And it closed yesterday at 85 cents, and now it's up to $5.24. Now, I told everybody yesterday, because it went from a penny to 4.49 and then fell back to 85 cents, it looked like it was just likely to do more. It was going to go somewhere up to that 4.49. Well, it went past it. I thought we'd get 100, 200% gains out of it. I told everybody to watch it today. It's a wild card. We don't know what's going on with it. I doubt they've even come out with the news press yet.
Yeah, the only thing I'm pulling up on CBDW, because Velmore was asking, you know, people are saying they cannot sell it. And the only thing I'm seeing, these shares are restricted. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Lilly and I can't answer this question because they're not giving us the information. They are on the market. They just came on the market. Why? If they're still restricted, why would you put them up on the market when nobody can trade them? And those people who are trading them are getting bloody rich right now. So what is the point of giving shares away, letting others sell them, but the investors who got them can't? It just doesn't.
I don't know. I didn't know if there might be a filing that would explain it, but we haven't found anything yet.
Now, I do want to let you know that 1606, which is the name of this company, 1606, is making money. They are in business. They do have products. And I will show you what they are right here. No. 1606 hem. No, not hem. Hemp. That's why I came up with clothing.
There we go.
That's what they sell. Hemp cigarettes. They've got a couple of other products as well, but they are making money. It is listed as 1606 hemp. This is where their revenues are coming from. They've got a business. I don't know what is going on here. I wish I could honestly tell you. It's frustrating when I bring you stocks like CMRF, CBDW. You find out these stocks are restricted for certain traders. It isn't fair. It isn't right. I've never had to qualify to buy a pink for Pete's sake. That last one, CMRF, you had to have $1.5 million in your account if you were allowed to buy that right. Who knew? There's no notice. I've called and asked. They said there's no way to tell. You just learn by trying. And it's like, what a school. So that's what's going on with 1606. She's on the market. She's taking gains. She has revenues. She has products. She has a business. Why you can't sell your shares is a mystery to me too. I'm sorry for that. All right. I got one stock here that was asked for me to take a look at. BIEI, Premier Biomedical. It's not what they do anymore. They tell us right here, and it's already happened. They've changed their name to Nova Graphene Ballistics. They focus on research, production, and marketing of carbon-era graphene. Their primary focus right now is on lightweight, super protective 3D printed gear for Army wear and law enforcement. It's like that Kevlar that they're wearing for bulletproof vests now. That's what this stuff is. And they can do a lot of stuff with it, not just Kevlar vests. What other information did I have about this company? I'm looking at the news. This news came out today. There you go. Premier Biomedical, now known as Nova Graphene, releases its graphene ballistic plate production approach. Like I said, they've got 3D printing, and this is getting to be pretty hot, folks. Everything from clothing to your meat. They're actually printing meat now with 3D printers. So it's
what?
Yeah. Oh, haven't you known that? They're printing steaks. Different kind of steaks. You want a sirloin, you want a ranch, and it's expensive. It's like $30 a steak. And they say it's very, very good. The texture's right, the flavor's right, but I digress. So they are doing business now. Are they making any money doing business? They made $1,000 at the end of 2020. That was quite a while ago. So they got nothing happening right now. Disclosures, nothing since 2021. So some more digging around here would do some good. I don't have a lot of information on this stock. Share structure, oh, God almighty. We got 1 billion shares in the float. And we've got 239 million
Lot.
restricted. That's what your management, your hedge
That's a lot.
funds, institutions, your private investors have got into this. So we've got the lion's share of the shares here. Everything looks good. They've got all their green ticks, verified profile, and a transfer agent. If you use this site, folk, look for these green ticks. There's a lot of information that's being represented by those green ticks. It's validated by the OTC market, a third unbiased party. That's part of their job. In case you didn't know it, the OTC markets is on the OTC. You can invest in them. Let's go take a
look at the chart.
Yeah, thank you, hon. It's an old
There you
habit.
go.
Jump
All
in
right.
there.
So I went back to the last, 180, 6 months for the 4-hour chart, and you can see we have major movement here. Major from 0011. We went up to, gosh, it stopped out at 0069. So it has moved a lot, you guys. The problem is that float. That float is huge. So I really wouldn't look for it to do much more than this. But let's go to the last 20 days, 1 hour. When you've got that regression channel on here, you can see where it picked up. I mean, it's really respecting that. So that's interesting to me because it went down to 0029. And then, it's hanging around at 0041 right now. So it's respecting that. And it could build back up and go back up to these 006s, maybe 7. But really, I wouldn't see it going too much higher because of that float. You would need a lot of volume to make that happen. So that's kind of what I wanted to bring to the forefront there. Unless they change this share structure, and they very well may. If they've got something going on, this is a prime candidate for a reverse split.
It is.
If they want to try to, get more traction within their stock and more traders to be able to trade it and to have more growth in the future. So just keep that in mind. But it is respecting that uptrend. So that is something I would pop on there. I wouldn't touch it in these levels because there's not enough upside potential from here. Down here in this area, if it's holding, but not up here. So just keep an eye on it if it's something you're interested in.
Got a few stocks here from Penny Stalker taking advantage of a good thing. All right, let's see what we can do here. MAPT. I just had MAPT up a little bit ago because I did cover this a while ago. Let me see. How do I get mine back? Right there. All right, MAPT. Let's see what we got here. Bink. MAPT, Maptelligent. Share structure, since we're here, about $500 million, if that's correct.
Yeah.
Company profile. Maptelligent delivers easy-to-use web and mobile application teams to explore, enhance, collaborate on projects. So it sounds like they work with apps, some sort of small programs using the latest remote capture technology, LiDAR, photogrammetry, building information. So I'm not quite sure what they do here. They've obviously are into technical stuff.
Oh, no.
Let's see what their news says. We haven't had a piece of news for well over a month now. Maptelligent is pleased to announce it's entered into an agreement. Well, that was good news with Axum Geospatial and, that was too far back, NFT minting, which isn't real popular right now. Let's see who this Axum is here. Axum Geospatial uses its geospatial expertise to provide clarity solutions to help customers solve the world's national security, infrastructure, and environmental problems. Yeah, some more DD to figure out exactly what it is they do, but they're using technology and they're working with data, which is big business right now. Everybody's into data. That's why they invented the cloud. They couldn't save all the data on any hard drive, so they had to invent a cloud because they want everything. They want to know what toothpaste you use, how often you use it, and what day you bought it on. They want all that information. Financials for MAPT. Nada. Nothing coming in here at all. 0007, she's a pretty low price. Had a good day. She had 40% gains. You don't normally see nice jumps down at the 000s. And we've had no filings come in here recently. So we really don't have any current information to work with. I see we have a verified profile, but we do not have a verified transfer agent. Now, folks, a verified transfer agent is pretty bloody important. That's the person that moves the shares after you buy them through the DTC to the endpoint so that they can get into the system and show that you bought them. If you don't have a transfer agent, things don't get done in the right fashion. Now, we normally don't notice this, but when we do notice it, you're not going to like it. It's a rare thing, but transfer agents are important. Let's go see what MAPT. You got it.
I have it, but I just want to explain. My mouse just died. My batteries are dead. So I only have the little pointer on my laptop. So no fancy channels or anything, but I can already tell you this is the last 20 days, 1 hour on this chart, and I hate it. I hate it where it's at right here. Because if you'll see back here, this is resistance at this 0007. That's a resistance point. It's a little bit stronger this time coming up. So I want to see it over that. You need to see it over that and volume coming in, and it's continuing. So right here, I would hold off. I would pause. I would wait. I would give it some time to breathe and see if it's going to revisit back down here in these levels. The 0005, stuff like that. Just see if it revisits at 200. It may just stay up here and wait for it to catch up. But
how's that looking on the 4-hour chart?
I can change it. That's pretty easy to do. So let's go. It looks horrible. This is your 4-hour 180 last 6 months. And I mean, it's just been kind of flat and a little bit decline here. So we're just starting to pick up. The high bubble back here is a 008.
Okay.
008 back here.
So not doing anything fast.
Really nothing.
She's trying. She's right at that point where we're looking for her to break above that high.
And you don't have to rush on this one because, like I said, recently you can see where it's at. It needs to make a decision, and it needs to show that it's got strength, you guys. So that's what I would wait for.
Sounds good. All right. I'm going to give you another one here, Penny Stalker. We're going to look at HIPH, American Premium Water Company, I do believe it is. Oh, sorry, I had you going dizzy there. My bad. All right, another 000 stock, 00085, had a wee bit of gains today, and down at the 000s, that is a wee bit of gains. It ain't much at all. We got no filings here with information. Going to go straight to the news. Seems to me, I heard that they made some deal here recently. American Wealth Mining Corp increases. No, that's not. That's American Wealth. American Wealth. American Wealth. What the hell? Oh, no. American Mining. 58. Oh, God. I would have swore I read something just a little while ago about this company. You know, real quick, I'm going to jump on over here to Twitter because information can be everywhere, not just on the OTC market. And I'm going to borrow all their eyeballs here and see if they found anything for us. Throw a $sign in front of your ticker and you can see what's going on. If you want to see the latest, click that. It'll show you the most recent posts at the very top, or you can see the most popular. 20 hours ago, what do they got here? That's news from the 12th. American Wealth Mining Corp signs binding LOI first. What the? Looks like they've changed their name. American Wealth Mining Corporation, HIPH. Not quite sure when they did that. Is pleased to announce they have executed a binding letter to acquire its first cafe in the United States. Okay. I don't know what sort of cafe this is. I don't know if they mean a cannabis cafe, coffee cafe. I don't know. We're going to have to do some more DD. Well, you're going to have to do some more DD. We don't have time for that right now. Anything else here? American Wealth increases involvement in New Energy Pacific after finalizing joint venture agreement with worldwide distribution of electric construction vehicles. Sounds like they got a heck of a lot going on here.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a lot now.
Almost sounds like news is being made up.
I mean, that's 3 different things we got going on here. They got a thing with cafes. They've got, don't you do that to me. Go back. Oh, Twitter. Doggone it. I'm not sure where that just went now. So they got cafes. They've changed their name. They're working with some electric situation there and construction. That's
crazy.
Everywhere.
That sounds crazy.
But that's good to hear because HIPH has been quiet for so long. I sold mine because it was just in a downhill thread. Let's see what sort of information we can find over here on her. At fingers, hardly.
Oh, you got an
my
O in there.
God.
There you go.
I want voice activation, please. Share structure. Oh, no, no,
Huge.
no. 1.6
Oh God.
billion.
That
Folks,
is
whenever
huge.
you see this many shares, look what they've got authorized.
Yeah.
60
A
billion.
lot.
Now, that's not all bad. If they put them on the market, that's a crisis. No doubt about it. They've diluted your shares to the hilt, but they can use those shares as currency with other companies, an all
And they
stock
will.
transaction.
They will.
So that isn't all bad, but this is not very good. 1.6 billion shares. It's screaming reverse split. And now, normally you're not going to see a split down here from the triple zeros, or normally wait they get up to the double zeros. But with that many shares, it could be done if they had good reason. Now, if they start making revenues, do they have anything coming in right now? We don't have anything for 2022.
Ouch.
All right, we got a little bit showing up on the quarterlies, but I mean a little bit. $26,000 for the last 2 quarters, 2 quarters out of last year. Not much, but they've got a lot of things going on. I don't know how many deals. What's going on with that? There's obviously some potential to make money. You don't make deals unless you're going to make money. That's the whole point to it. So there seems to be some potential building up here. I would keep my eye on that after doing my DD, but I would be very cautious about getting into it with that sort of share structure. In this market, we're seeing reverse splits left and right. It's how the company survives. They can't survive with the price falling. It's hurting them too.
Yep.
So you might see that just to hold their heads above water. Got nothing to do with uplisting, just to get their heads above water, to get out of the basement in this triple zero zone. Go ahead and show us the chart there, hon.
All right, so this is your 4-hour from the last 6 months, and what I did was zoomed in for the 0006 and the movement it's had recently. So that bottom was November 23rd, and now it's starting to climb up. It actually hit today 001, so that's pretty impressive considering the size of the float. But I don't look for that to continue. You can see where we've struggled. It is trying to break out right now. If it can hold right around this level of 0009s and hold up from there and start building up with a little bit more strength or whatever, I would like it better. So I would wait, see what's happening. You can see right here with these big wicks, these long wicks. When you see that, you guys, that's selling pressure. This right here, this one back here, that's extreme selling pressure. So everybody's content with taking their gains and taking the money and running right now. So give it some time. That's what I would do. And I'm sorry I can't get more technical. With my mouse being dead, you guys, I'm using one little finger right here. It's kind of hard.
We did have from her low on the 13th to today, her close, we did have about 80%, 75%.
Yeah,
gain.
it was nice. It was a nice gain, but it's like it's in an area right now where it's like, don't know if I'd chase it here. I'd wait and see what's going to happen with it for sure.
All right.
I love VUZI.
Red Hot Dollars. Great to see you here.
I love that stock.
She follows me. I do know it's a she. She follows me on YouTube and over here. I'll have to watch this session later. If you have time, could you check VUZI? No worries if you can't. Sure, we can do that for you. Red Hot Dollars. Let's go check out VUZI. That sounds vaguely familiar, but nothing is coming.
Oh, I love VUZI. They have a technology with their glasses they use with surgeries and all kinds of other things. I'd have to refresh myself on it, but it's one of my lower cap stocks. It's on the NASDAQ I just love to trade. I love trading this one.
VUZI is a leading supplier of video eyewear products in the consumer, commercial, and entertainment markets.
Yes.
Well, everybody knows the eyewear is becoming big. Nobody wants huge goggles. We want something small that looks normal, that you could wear just normal, just regular glasses. That would be nice. This is a penny stock on the NASDAQ. Barely. Once it hits $5 and goes over, it's no longer.
It has. It's been to $11 easily. It comes back down. It'll hit $7. It'll come back down. This one's really nice to trade.
No wonder you like to play.
I keep an eye on VUZI. But if I can show the chart, John, but I don't have my mouse to clean it up, and my chart on VUZI is really awful because I've traded it so much.
You want me to do VUZI then?
Yeah. I'll
I
be
don't know what the
embarrassed all the
float is.
lines everywhere. It wouldn't make sense.
I understand. Float, it's a lot better than the last ones we've been looking at. You
Oh,
normally
it's
don't see those high floats. Now, in saying that, folks, there's lots of companies on the major exchanges, big companies. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but I mean, like somebody like Exxon, they'll have 3 billion shares, but it's like Tesla. They keep doing forward splits to bring that price from 2,000 down to 800, goes up to 1,000, bring it down to 500. They keep doing forward splits, adding more shares. It's the only way to keep the price, attractive to anybody. So don't let big shares be something you just say is a bad thing. It's just a bad thing when you don't have a high price. That's when it's bad. So this is probably the best share count we've seen so far,
oh
under
yeah.
63 million.
Oh yeah.
Financials for VUZI, I would expect they're making money.
Yeah, you're going to see something there.
Yeah, 2021, they had about 13 million, but where's 2022? All right, we've got some. They haven't put their annual out yet, but they are putting out their quarterlies. 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, about 11 million so far. We've still got another quarter. So they are making money. Let's see. Any new disclosures for some information? We got some 4s, but those 4s are back in December and November. Form 4s are filings when insiders buy shares of stock, normally the common stock. It'll tell you if they bought or sold. They're pretty easy to read, just so you can get a heads up here. It'll tell you who bought it, who they are in the business. They're all insiders, though, all of them. This is a director, and right here it will tell you how many of these shares they bought. If it's green, it means they acquired them, and how much they paid for them. Now, if you don't see a price here and it's 0, it means they got the shares for free. Compensation, payment, reward, something. But this person paid for them at $4.08. So you've got some people buying back in December. Normally when people buy, it's either because it's a bad dip, that they're taking advantage of it like anybody would, or they know something we don't. So when you see a slew of Form 4s come in and all these different names and different people in the management are buying, take that as a buy signal. There's something about ready to happen. That doesn't mean it's going to happen in a day or a week. It could be 3 months, but something is probably going to happen. They're not buying for nothing. All right, let's go take a look at VUZI.
I do want to share real quick, just so I can show you how embarrassing this is, of my VUZI chart. So y'all look real quick, and I'm going to let John take. Look at it. You see this? Look at this. I trade VUZI all the time.
Oh, my God.
And it's so confusing. I don't have time to clean all this up for y'all. So we're going to look at John's chart. But yeah, I've made tons of money off VUZI.
Yeah, I clean my charts up after I'm done because they confuse me. I can't see through them.
Well, that's why I use different colors. I know which one's which, but so apologies, you guys. But it's on a nice run right now. Very nice.
And folks, your chart should be looking like that. You should be drawing those channels just like you see her do. Nice and simple. You keep drawing channels at different levels. You can wipe them off later because really they're not going to help you later unless there's supports and resistances. Those will go on for freaking ever.
Yes.
Let's see. 4 hour, 6 month. She's been on a down run here. She's had some little rolls.
They have nice pops though. Nice pops on this one.
Here of 0006.
We're on the wrong chart. That's the wrong chart.
I did have VUZI.
That's not VUZI.
No, it's like not a $4 stock at 0006.
I wish.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Is it not pulling up? VUZI.
My dementia.
ZI. There we go. So we do have a downtrend, but it always has nice pops on this one.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. She's definitely in the breakout form here. And after running for so long, you do have some profit takers. Doesn't matter what the market is. You've always got profit takers. So we did have that high you were talking about, almost $11 back there in August. Yep. She crashed through that 200, and that was pretty much it for her. She's been on a downhill run. Hit a low here of $3.27 in just at the end of December, just before New Year's. Bounced off of that.
And that's when all those insiders started buying, right, John, in December?
Right. Low bubble. Now, I'll bet you if we go back to the 1 year, it's a 52-week low. Folks,
at
when
it.
you
Yeah.
see a company that has value, a company that's making money, has assets in business, things are good for them. You see a low bubble, especially a 52-week low bubble, folks, that's a flashing for sale sign. For those of you who remember, it's a blue light special. This calls people in to buy because they're going to make money. They know this is too low for this company.
And you're looking at a year chart, right?
Yep, that's a yearly chart.
Okay. Look at the volume on this. This is why VUZI is one of my favorite.
Wow, she's packed.
Yeah, one of my favorite penny stocks on NASDAQ. I constantly keep it my watch list. I trade it constantly. A lot of people do. So it's a good one to look at if you're looking at stocks that are between, $1, $5, something nice to trade. Keep that one there. I don't hold on to it because we're in a down market, you guys. But it's a nice one.
I would be looking for this to come back over that 50-day on the 1-hour chart here. She's been above that, real strong. She was riding on her 9-day SMA, floating like helium on the lightest SMA. She crashed through everything, didn't come down to the 200, and that's a huge spread between the 200 and the 50. So I'd watch for this to turn around. If it comes back up over the 50, you may want to consider it. Watch that volume. It will be the ticket since this one has liquidity. Technicals stink right now.
Yeah, it's no good right now.
Oh boy,
everything the run is cooling off.
Yeah, it's becoming an opportunity. That's what's happening here.
Keep an eye on it. I like it.
All right, what else we got over there?
Oh, sorry, John. Let me get back to it. Got all caught up in VUZI.
How about that one?
You got one for sober? Yeah.
Yeah, sober. It's funny. I was talking to my brother-in-law today about sober. He got excited, bought it. Had 2 people talk to me today about sober, just out of the clear blue. Nobody's been talking about sober for a while. I'm guessing she must have had something going on today. Okay, now I know why everybody was talking about sober. Of course. So we had a nice run today. She ran here from a close yesterday of about $1.06, hit a high of $1.38. We're not talking a huge surge, but it's a gain. She's been tired. She's been down here, hit a low bubble of 65 cents back here. 3rd week of December, came up, started just sitting on the 200, getting her position, and then jumped onto her 50. And look, she launched up onto that 9-day SMA. Whenever you see a price get up onto the lightest SMA, you can think about a helium balloon. Just see that. If it goes on top of that 9-day SMA, you got to get on top of the 9 if you want to climb. That's all there is to it. Boo-boo, she just ran here. Look at all that volume. I'm curious to see if she had news today. Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sober is a company that makes products that measure alcohol in a person's system. And they can put it in cars, buses, trains. They can put it anywhere where you want to know the people are sober, literally. And they've also got a hand-worn device that goes on your wrist that just measures the sweat from your skin. And that's the same ones they put in cars. All you got to do is touch it. Just touch it, and it can read the alcohol through the vapor of your skin. No more breathing. Very simple to do. The one on your wrist doesn't just monitor the alcohol. It reports alcohol to somebody who's monitoring you in the penile system. And it has GPS on it, so they know if you've left your house, which is exactly what it was devised for. So if anybody in the federal government, any state wanted to use these for their penitentiaries or the rehabilitation, if any car company, you got lots of people pushing to get this technology into cars, into school buses, into semis, the people we want to know, even cars. And if any car company picks this up, folks, this thing's going to rip. Anybody picks it up like that, it's going to rip.
Well, I mean, you have the things in the cars now where they have to blow on that device. And I don't even know what it's called, John. I don't know I'm sure you've heard about it, but they'll install it. If you've had we're here in Georgia, if you've had more like 2 DUIs, they have a device they install on the car and you have to blow before you can even crank the car.
Right. I do have a friend who's had one of those in his car for a year, and he just had his car repaired. The battery got turned off to repair it. And they came at him and said, everything that you've accomplished, you've just lost because you didn't contact us.
Oh,
they were pissed.
So I think I prefer this versus that. I really don't want to blow on anything before I have to drive somewhere. I'm sorry.
I get you.
I can't.
Let me see here. I don't see any news about any deals that they've made here. Small Cap Research publishes new research report. Sober Safe CEO recaps debut year. January Microcap Conference, that's important. Present at 3 investment conferences. All these conferences are great. Now, they've got 2 different types of conferences they can go to. Investor conferences to spur up excitement, get more of us to come on in. So when you see investor conferences, expect a few days after the conference, if they did their job right, to see the stock start to move. We could see it moving right now because of that. That was on the 18th. So if people got excited, just like my brother-in-law today, all I had to do was tell him about it. It says, that's a no-duh situation, isn't it? I want some. Whoop, he was in there today. So when people get excited, common sense tells them it's a good product, they're going to jump in. The other ones are the technology conferences, showing what you've got to companies, businesses that could incorporate your technology into their products. And that's when they're going to get the contracts and start making revenues. Speaking of revenues, is this company making anything yet?
Let's see.
Oh, come on, let's change it. All right, the motor's gotten started. It isn't warmed up yet. They haven't even got it in gear. They've made a whole $11,000 this year, but it's a start. They do have the products. It's not like they're working on them, talking about it. These are made. They have them. They've just got to get people to start buying them.
So I'll be watching for contract deals. When you start seeing that contracts coming in, that's more revenues, more money, and customers.
And in case we failed to mention it, this is a penny stock on the NASDAQ. I like the penny stocks on the NASDAQs. 1, they're free to trade, folks. You don't have to pay anything to get in or get out. 2, you can trade pre-market, after market. Lots of gains, especially in the pre-market hours. True, you got to get up earlier, lose a little bit of sleep.
And you got to use your extended hours, people. Don't forget that. Extended hours. If you don't, you can't sell and you can't buy.
If you don't mind getting paid for losing sleep, that pre-market is perfect for you.
I got
and the last thing, there's more regulatory oversights, folks, on the NASDAQ.
Yes.
If they say they're going to do something, the NASDAQ will make sure they get it done. Every stock on the NASDAQ is watched by the NASDAQ. On the OTC, every company has its own broker. Hundreds, thousands of brokers. There's just too many people down there. That's what decentralized gets you. A little bit of confusion. The NASDAQ is centralized. One person at the wheel. So I do like trading penny stocks on the major exchanges better. Low float. I don't know what it is, but it's under 14 million. Woohoo! We're getting down from that 1.6 billion. And any new disclosures? You've got a 10Q, a quarterly report that came out a couple months ago. They're probably due for one right now. You want to show us, Sober?
Yep. Here you go. So over the last 20 days right here, your 1-hour chart, we hit a low of 65 cents. And then you can see the uptrend. This is very basic trend line, but it's an uptrend. You can see right here, you guys, Sober is currently in a breakout. It's hit $1.38. And that's pretty good. I mean, it's within 20 days. That's really nice. So I'm going to go to the last 5 days, 5 minutes, so you can get a little bit closer. See the build up here.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Your transition, your bars there definitely help. You can see what's going on.
Exactly. So right here, we had a lot of consolidation, and then bam. I don't know if we had anything released today about news or anything, if that 10Q was today, but we broke out. We're holding the 9-day. I'm on the 13. Sorry. We're holding the 13-day, which is nice. But what I anticipate to happen, it's probably going to come back down around this 115 area and retest. If it can retest around that area where this trend line is and hold it, now we're on to something.
What number is that trim line?
Is that around well, I would say that's 100. That's your 100-day average. Now it may hold right about, and that's what it's doing right now, to come down and it'll touch this 50-day, which is the yellow one. It's touching that right now. And if it'll hold that, that's fine too. But you may see it cool off after a day or two and revisit this 100-day.
Yeah, it does look like it's been respecting that 100-day line. I don't use that line, you know.
I use my 2 and my 100, and I have my 50 and my lower one. I always use between 9 and 13 for my day trading. So I give it a little bit more room with 13 for the moving average on the 13-day instead of the 9-day. 9 days a little bit too tight for me. So there it is. I mean, it looks really good, you guys. It could continue. And I don't know the news. You know, I don't know what's coming, if there's more coming, if something's anticipated. So find that out. But right now it's in breakout mode.
Just because we don't find information on the OTC market doesn't mean there's not information.
Yeah.
You see independent people writing articles, which just aren't here. And they will have a little bit of information that just hasn't been released. So it always is a good thing to just do a Google search on your company and see if there's anything fresh. The best way to do it when you go to Google is go to news, go to the time filter and bring it down to a day or a week, a month if you want. Don't bring everything in. Just look at what you want to see and it'll put it in the right order for you. It's a lot easier, folks. Make your due diligence as simple as possible.
We got about 10 more minutes, John, just giving you a heads up.
Thank you. HNRC. Lots of people are still asking about it, and that's fair. It's a lot like CBDW. It's one of those things you think, oh, it isn't going to happen. Well, the dividend, all the filing work has been put in, but we haven't had one new piece of information. We did have a podcast come out, and basically the CEO said everything that I've said. All the filings are in. Everything's been done. What's the holdup? Who knows? I don't know. Having a clue if someone's in the hospital that does a certain job or got stuffed into a drawer, or it's just in process and took a little longer. My brother-in-law, he called up, I think it was FINRA, and he didn't actually get in touch with FINRA. He got in touch with the lawyers of FINRA. I don't know how that happened. And the guy says, well, I'm not real familiar, but he says, as far as I know, these things take 3 to 6 months. And it's like, what? 3 to 6 months? Not when you put in a pay date of this day. It shouldn't be 3 to 6 months after that. But to answer your question, I can't answer your question.
Also,
I have no clue.
Regarding HNRC, T. Rick did make a comment the last he heard, or they had heard, the corporate news site, the dividends were paying pending the first quarter of 23, patients will pay. That's what T. Rick was saying. So I just figured I'd share that real quick.
And HNRC, since we're here, I mean, I'm not going to look at it, but this is a oil company. They own property. They've got so many barrels of oil that they say are in the ground. And oil has been going up. I've seen a lot of oil companies going up. Why isn't HNRC going up? A sympathy play. All I can say is people have got a grudge against her right now until they get their dividends. I think people are just standing back because they don't have full trust until they get paid. That's just my opinion on it. We got another one over there for me.
Yeah, I think it was DRC. Or give me just a second, John.
DRCR.
Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah, that is Dear Cashmere, DRCR. I do believe we talked about that last week. This is the gambling company with 2 apps, one for sports betting and one to get you to bet. It's a Tinder. It brings up little bets while you're watching your game. Is this guy going to complete the pass? Are they going to get a first down? Yes or no? You want to bet $10 on it? Okay. And I think it's going to be hot because there's a lot of, it's impulse. It's like that candy bar at the cash register. You didn't plan on buying it, but since it's there and you're just standing here and it looks so damn good, yeah, I'll take it. So I think it's going to be a hot item. Have they had any new news come out? Because that's what we're waiting for. They're in the UK right now. They are actually operating over there. They want to get into the United States because every single state has the right to legalize sports gambling, just like cannabis. It's up to every single state. And then they get to choose. Do we want it just brick and mortar, or do we also want it online? Which is really going to be silly. It really is, but that's the way it stands right now. And there are quite a lot of states right now that do approve sports betting because they make money off of that too. We did have some news here. Swiftly Global releases details of its annual shareholder meeting. These are pretty important. This is where you'll hear if they're going to do a reverse split, add something, take something away. Just glancing through here, if I can see, with revenues expected to reach 100 million. That's what we looked at last week. They're projecting 100 million for this year. And what are their financials right now? 105,000, it looks like, for the whole year. Not much here. They say they're going from 105,000 to 100 million. That's one hell of a
That's
leap.
substantial growth.
That's some big growth, no doubt about that. Back to that news, see if there was anything else there. Right, we talked about them canceling 10 million shares. And their special shareholder meeting is for the 27th of this month. So they're going to have that in a week. Now, a lot of times you will see people get excited just before it. However, we've heard about this for a while, so I really wouldn't expect anything there. But depending on what the CEOs say, it is amazing. They put out one piece of information that nobody's heard before that sounds good. You could see a bounce off of this. So on the 27th, it's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's when you want to watch it. You want to be watching this stock between 9 a.m. and 11 on the 27th. If they say anything that is exciting, the stock will take a bounce right then and there. May not be long-lived, but you could get a gain out of it.
The chart is really interesting on this one, and I suspect because the 27th is coming up.
Low float? Well, not a low float, but compared to what we've been looking at, low float, about 21 million. She's on the pink. Go ahead, take it away with that chart there, Lily.
All right, here you go. So this right here is your 6-month, 4-hour chart right here.
Oh,
you can see I have an uptrend.
Looking like a breakout.
But it is in breakout mode. And this is why I went back and I went and found these key levels right here. This is an area that's problematic, which is around 0.2787. So because we were hitting our head here for so long, look at that. You see that? The next one right here, and even if you go back a little bit further, you'll see it holds true. So this one right here is around 0.34, 34.89. So I wanted to say that because when we look at it closer, you're going to see where we're at. We're right above that. So these two key areas, I don't mind it falling back in between these two, but it's essential that we can stay above it because that was our previous resistance. We might not stay above this top one, but this bottom one right here is very important.
It is starting to pull away from that top SMA. It's getting a bit far from it.
We're definitely breaking out. It's going to probably cool off, but this is where I want to see it start settling because it was resistance. This should be support for us now, you guys. So that 0.2757, somewhere around that area, we should see that. And then you might see it come back into this channel. But currently, we are in breakout mode.
That PPO looks real good. It's been climbing for a whole week.
It does. Here's your 5-day. You can still see, it's definitely major breakout area. So it's going to get a little overextended here, I'm afraid. That's why you see some red bars here, a little bit of selling. It's going to cool off a little bit, but so watch these two areas. And all I did was just go back on a year chart and look where we had problems before. And that's what you need to do. Find out where your supports and resistances are. I change the colors so I know what they are, what that is. And then I do my uptrend lines right here. Okay. There you go.
All right. I'm going to jump on in here to Pret.
Let's see.
Pret. Yeah, I don't want to say Pratt because that's a bad word over in the UK. You don't use that word.
Didn't know that. Thank you.
They got a lot of strange bad words in the UK. Pret. Let's see what we got here. Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust. All right. First thing I'm going to say is a lot of these rights aren't available to the public investors. That's what CMRF was all about. It was a right. So you need to check to see if it is. I've never seen this. This is called a fund over here. It's not a preferred stock. It's not an ADS. It's not common stock. It's a fund. I've never traded a fund. So I really don't know. I would like to say it's a penny stock.
It is OTC.
It's not though. See here?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
To be a penny stock, you have to be under $5 and sorry to say, be a bit risky. That's what penny stocks are. They have risk associated with them. Penny stock exempt means they've eliminated the risk by being in business for 3 to 5 years with millions of dollars in assets through the entire time and not had any problems with their filings.
Listen, that's where I have trouble with this one. When I go to the chart, John, I only see back to December like it just came out or something. So I'm missing something here.
Okay, first off, we got a super duper small float and look at, I don't understand. There's no restricted shares. Nobody in the inside owns any of this. I don't know what a fund is. I tell you what,
Oh,
when this is over, I'm going to go learn a little bit here.
Guitar Jeff just said that it fell off the NASDAQ. It just became OTC. That's why I'm only seeing. That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. But the ticker didn't change?
It should have, but I don't know. It
Yeah,
says
what
OTC.
Let's see here. The best way to do that is to just do a search and the old name will come up, whatever it was, or the old ticker. These are not even given a ticker here, as if it doesn't exist.
He said it's PEI before. PEI. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate you.
That makes it faster. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead and look that one up then.
All right, now we got something. Okay.
Go for it, hon.
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you. Give me just a second and get my screen share.
Yeah, well, if it's falling off the NASDAQ, it means it's in bad trouble. And
yeah,
it's got a super low float with no insiders holding any of this fund.
Okay. So the PEI chart from NASDAQ, you can see where it was falling. This is just a year chart right here, just trying to get an overview of what it looked like. It hit $15.60 and a constant downtrend since then. You said that it's been a company for a little bit longer than 3 years or so. So we should be able to go back. Let's just look at the 5-year on it. And there's your 5-year. We've had some reverse splits. There's no way in the world I believe this company was $186, but maybe it was. But what happened? And now all of a sudden, bam, $2.30 delisted. We go to, oh, it won't even show me the daily because it just listed to the OTC. So this is your last 6 months. It was falling, had a little bit of bump here. And what is this? Pennsylvania real estate?
Yes.
And now it's called PRET, P-R-E-T.
That's what it looks like.
I go to PRET. It fell from the $3 range, and it's just been constantly falling. It's really just flat right now. And it came up on this around December the 16th, you guys. So we're falling, and we're just kind of hanging out in this area. So until it starts picking up, and it is a little, like a very slight uptrend for the past 5 days.
I am looking right now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Form 4s. These are those filings for the insiders to buy and sell. Looks like they're all selling. Everybody is selling.
Everybody's
selling cheap at $1.16.
Wow. And see, like even with our trend, like you can still see it's still in a slight downtrend. It's not there yet. Not sure what's going to happen with this one. You can keep an eye on it, but I don't like the way it looks, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research and find out what
need to figure out why
stock is, just so I know. I wasn't planning on trading them, but I'd like to know what's going on with them.
Lots of 503, John.
I see a lot of new names over there, folks. I appreciate you stopping in here. Travis Trisco. All right. Last one we're going to do because I missed you. SCIATA. SCIATA. I did a video on SCIATA. I think this was a mining company, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
SCIATA. And I think she's down right now.
It went down. It kind of trended up a little bit today, but it took a hard hit early this morning. It went down to 13 cents.
Let's see here. Oh, they had news yesterday. SCIATA receives follow-on orders for its UV350 device from leading Saudi Arabian cellular carrier. SCIATA, push to talk. Okay, I know what this is. This is the company that has created, you know what a CB radio is, you know what a walkie-talkie is, you know what a phone is. All of these are communication, but walkie-talkies and CBs don't need to be connected to anything. They don't have to go through TalkTalk or Infinity or Webcast. They are just walkie-talkies, and CBs are free. Well, they've come up with these push-to-talk devices that go into vehicles that hook everything up. Free to talk to another vehicle, free to talk to your family, free to talk to your office. Puts in the company's program if they're monitoring where you're going, what you're carrying, GPS, the internet. It's all right there inside the vehicle. And this is catching fire. It is something that everybody is enjoying, and the quality of the sound is just perfect. So that is a hot product. I remember this now. I don't see any new news here except for their order, which is good. As you can see, they got lots of them going on here. There's lots of news here. all about their new wireless push-to-talk cellular. Share structure on SCIATA, under 44 million. That's best I can say, which isn't bad considering. Financials, they're making money. At the end of 2021, it was 7.5, though that's a ways back. I'm sure there's something quarterly.
I hope so.
I can't remember what they had. I've got to imagine that there's got some money coming in here. Looking at their disclosures. Oof. All right, quarterly reports right here. Wow. I don't see any quarterly reports or annual reports at all. I'll bet you they're hiding in these 6Ks. They do like to throw them into 6Ks a lot.
Yeah,
go through those 6Ks. I'm going to guarantee you one of those is going to be a financial, and that's going to give you the important information. Haven't got that at a touch here, but 6Ks will carry that information for you. Lots of deals going on here. New order from existing customer totaling $500 million, virtually 400,000. Cumulative orders are over 1.7 million. Well, you know they're making money. They ain't giving them away for free. Go ahead and let's.
Yeah, I got it. Let me pull that up. You ready to see it?
Yeah, all right. Man.
So here we go. I went ahead and did the 180-day 4-hour, and I just zoomed in where it was important.
Ooh,
so back here we had a low bubble of 10 cents, and that was around in November the 9th, beginning of November, and a nice little uptrend with not lots of major pops. And you can see it's respecting that bottom trend line. But this right here is a pretty hard sell-off. I mean, even more so than this back here. So I want to get a little closer. We'll go to the 20-day, 1 hour. And it came under it, and it's pretty much came right back into it, you guys. So it still seems to want to stay in this trend area. And you can tell that it can consolidate for a little while, which is what I would expect from here. And if it's going to do that, and then maybe you get another run. But if it starts to drop out of that, then I would be done. I would not hold on this trade. I would not want to invest in it whatsoever. And any time that this one decides to spike like this, take your gains. Take your gains on this one. And then get back in, because you can tell it comes right back to it every single time. And this is just, your recent uptrend.
I do like those pops out of that channel.
I love the pops.
Yeah, because then as you said, she's respecting that bottom channel very well. And she's just right on it right now. She's heading towards it. That's when I'd be looking for an entry for a pop.
Yep. Keep an eye on it right around these levels. See if maybe it'll take a little bit of break in the morning, come down a little bit more. And if it wants to stay a point above the 0.15, 0.16, I could see that being a good area. And then setting a stop. You don't want to, maybe 2 or 3 cents. Set a stop. Take a loss if you don't like it anymore. You want to always protect your capital, always. So, and then when it pops, though, if it's going to do that again, you take your gains.
And I'm sure SCIATA will. They are a legitimate company. We don't see the money on the board yet. We need to see a financial come out so everybody can see that money. Not everybody does DD and gets into those filings and into those sixes and reads. They just don't. So I did want to just mention that T. Rick here is absolutely right. These drink companies, KG, used to be Kona Gold, is now Oolah Lemonade in Walmarts and Winn-Dixie's, probably 100 other stores. PRPD, Performance Drink, just had a wild run the other day for about 400% gains. Yes, she came back down, but we're day traders. We look for the rips and get out. And Hyru is another one. There are so many drink companies out there right now, and drinks are popular. They can't fit all the drinks in the stores. There's so many of them. So if you're looking for sectors that are running, growing, are going to get bigger, there's lots of them. And T. Rick there has picked out 3 hot ones. Those are definitely good ones.
And the other thing T. Rick had mentioned, we have to say it, John, because we were just talking about DRCR. They were saying that there's a name change pending for that one. So there may be some more information, maybe some more news for it to pop
Dear
more.
Cashmere is not a good name for a gambling company. That sounds
Thank you
like
for that info.
I think the only stock we missed, so I will give my apologies here, is BYND. Gabriel and I
I
did
did
not.
explain in the comments it wasn't a penny stock. You know, I mean, I do
And
like
that's not
trading
why I
that
didn't
one.
look at it either.
Yeah,
I just was going through here and it's like, oh, I missed that one. We
it's
have
all
talked
right.
about Beyond before. Do you think we should look at it? Very last one.
I
I
mean, we
got to
can look
do
at
it.
it. Look
I'm
at
going
it.
to look at it, folks, because I feel guilty. One person didn't get served.
Didn't get
Not right. All
Let's
right.
do it.
Beyond. That is BYND.
BYND. Mm-hmm.
All right. See, I care. That's why I'm doing this. I care about all my viewers. Beyond Meat. Oh, Beyond Meat. Where the heck has this been? Ever since it went, what, to $180? Was that what it
Oh,
did?
it's down. It's way down.
Yeah, I can see that. Share structure. It's not going to be too bad. It's under 63 million. Financials for Beyond. Whoa. Okay, this company's making some money, so we're not real concerned about them going bankrupt. They're
No.
at about $500 million at the end of 2021. Their annual reports are slow to come out. Let's see what they're doing quarterly. Woohoo, look at that. First quarter, they did 109, second 147, then 82. You're at 2, 3. So they're over 300 million with one more quarter to add on to 2022. So they're still making money. Operating income looks like it's at a minus. Real quick here, just to see if things are going well. Total current assets, $1.1 billion.
Yeah.
Total liabilities, $1.2 billion. I know we like to see the assets over the liabilities, but really this company, it hasn't even been around 5 years yet, has it?
I don't think so.
No. In the
I
first
haven't.
5 years, if you can get your assets over your liabilities, you're doing better than most. So they're not too bad right now. And any new disclosures? We had a Form 4 come in. Lots of Form 4s. Look at all those. Now, those are all in December. What's that? 14? Who the heck buys 14 shares on the inside? Come on, they need to pay you more. 156. So they're selling. People are selling here. As you said, it is way down right now compared to where it was. And an 8K on the 21st. What's this one about? Amendments to articles changing something. I can't tell here. Lots of information. Not going to dive into that too deeply. And you want to bring up that chart for us?
There it is. All right. So over the last 6 months, and I just went from the low bubble of $11, and you can see the waves that Beyond Meat has. And this is why I like trading it. I do trade this one as well. When it comes down in these lower areas, it gets picked up, and then you get a nice little run and usually a cool back off. And so that's what you're seeing over and over and over again.
Right.
So respect these patterns, you guys. Start picking up these patterns and understanding them. Granted, we do lose the trend a little bit, but usually it picks back up, and it has not been as low as 11. Very close, but not as low. So you've got some room here. Let it just, keep an eye on it. If you want to trade it, do I like it long term? Yeah, I do. I'm just not sure when the market's going to be ready for that again. So for right now, get in, get out, take your gains, and wait for this market to start reversing and get more bullish, I guess you'd say. Right now, I'm going to look at the markets as being flat for a little while, so you're not going to have a whole lot going on. But there's potential to make money. You can take your gains, put it back into something else.
It is a food company.
It is
making fake meat.
And
I don't know. I think the price is pretty much compared. I don't know. Meat's gone way up. If Beyond Meat can bring their prices down, they could do a surge in business. People are going to buy whatever is cheapest right now.
And Gabriel was saying that Beyond Meat was a reference with the hemp company printing meat. So that makes sense too.
See, told you.
He's putting dots together.
So we ran a little bit over, but we did it for you, not for us. I could stay here all day talking to you guys. As long as I had my cigarettes. Well, it's not a cigarette, but you know what I mean. So we're going to be back here next week. I know a few of you saw my yesterday's post. I had made a mistake and said that this was coming out on Wednesday, and you said, where were you? I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
It was an error in the date. It is always on Thursday, unless some holiday comes up, and we'll work around it. But we're always here at Thursday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
We'll be here
wanting to talk to you about the stocks you want to talk about.
Yes.
So come on back next week. We'll be here to do that.
Bring them, and we'll be
all
here.
Right, we'll see you then.
so much. Bye,
Take care.
guys.